Let's
Hello,
go.
everyone. Welcome once again after a long time to the I'm Sorry podcast. We have our elite panel here. Jo Hazir wo Wazir. So, elite, you get that tag, everyone. Welcoming everyone one by one. Not everyone is in a different city, almost. So, we'll start with the person who's the only one in the same city as me, Kush. Welcome, and he to people kind reminder to people he's a Chelsea fan. So welcome, Kush. Really looking forward to this roller coaster. Roller coaster,
What
okay,
roller
maybe.
coaster कैसे? It is a downhill.
Okay,
Downhill.
okay.
How can you call it a roller
Downhill.
coaster?
I was trying to give you
हाँ.
some respect. So
No respect needed today, bro. It's
yeah.
cool.
So welcome, Kush. Really looking forward to your thoughts here. You've been one of our
Same here.
stars of the podcast, giving us some memorable moments.
Always. Potter rant is still remembered. I still remember the Potter rant.
It was the Tuchel rant.
No, it was the Tuchel rant. Sorry,
Ah,
the Tuchel rant. With then I had my doubts with Potter when you guys give me a lot of ज्ञान कि
now
नहीं भाई
back to
Potter अच्छा है.
2021 Lampard.
नहीं 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 वो सब मेरे को मेरा रेलिवेंट था. इधर यहाँ पे जो स्क्रीन पे था तब तुम लोग चिढ़ाते थे मेरे को कि लैम्पर्ड गया. मैं बोला था आएगा एक बार वापस. अब साला एंगेजमेंट हो गया तो अलग ही है. मैं दिखा नहीं सकता है अभी तो ठीक है.
Chalo. Now we welcome the next person from India, but from Bangalore. Shrenik, a Liverpool fan. Again, we've always known Shrenik to be a happy fan, but this season I think for Liverpool has been a roller coaster for sure. So looking forward to your thoughts, Shrenik, and welcome to the podcast once again.
धन्यवाद. वेलकम. तो सही है, एकदम रोलर कोस्टर दिख रहा है सीजन में.
Yeah, looking forward to what expectations a Liverpool fan has though.
But ठीक है, this is expectation as such, so we can't have any expectation from this season. It is towards the new season that we'll be looking at some
Okay.
things. We'll look at possible new signings. We'll look at possible rebuilding of the midfield. And then we'll talk about expectations. Until then, it is just the process we are going to believe in.
Right.
श्रेणिक का रिएक्शन इज एज स्लो एज लिवरपूल का अटैक.
Still hitting 6 goals and 7 goals, huh?
मेरे को नहीं बोलना चाहिए ना एज अ चेल्सी फैन. ठीक है बट फाइन.
Next up, we'll welcome our friend who is supposed to be from the same city, but right now is in London. So this welcome to the international podcast, Dipesh Wadhwa. How are you feeling? How's it in London? And
Let's
he's a
get some
Barcelona
accent
fan.
out
So
there.
Barcelona fan again. I mean, if there is a definition of a roller coaster season, it has been them. Top of La Liga, but out of Europe, out of other cup competitions. So really looking forward to your thoughts. But welcome, Dipesh.
So yeah, it's a Premier League prediction podcast. So for me, I'm rooting for Arsenal this season. I really hope Arsenal do something good. I mean, obviously win the Premier League. So yeah, that's it.
And last but not the least, we have Mr. Manan Mehta all the way from America. And right now, which city are you in? Sorry, I forgot. California, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, Phoenix is from
Oh my
Phoenix.
God.
So
Yes.
I mean, let's guess which team he supports. Oh, he's wearing a jersey. Oh, does he have a
I
bag?
वेरी
haven't.
टफ. भाई
I am
बहुत टफ है यार. बहुत टफ है. मेरे को दिख नहीं रहा है यार. बहुत टफ.
I am in Phoenix, but
Wrexham?
hoping to be what my background is to be there
Wrex-
soon, hopefully.
Wrexham FC?
Manifesting. Wrexham, huh?
It's very close, Shrenik. Very close.
And I think for Manan as well, not necessarily a roller coaster, but I think a very hopeful season, a really hopeful season which the United fans needed. Thanks to Eric Ten Hag, already a trophy in the bag as well. So looking forward to your
Very
thoughts
big
as well,
trophy.
Manan.
Very
Welcome.
big trophy in the bag.
It's hope. It's hope that kills. But yes,
Yeah.
I'm glad what ETH has done to the team. Always have been looking for, like, I've always been demanding one thing from the team, that is the confidence on the ball, keeping the ball. Yeah, the patience that they have on the ball, they've
did
showed.
against Sevilla, right?
It's okay. There are days he's still like into his first season, so I give him that benefit of doubt. It's fine. Like, banters are gonna bant, ranters are gonna rant, but I'm still hopeful.
And
A
rankers
lot,
are gonna rank.
a lot of changes still need in the team, so it's still it's still a process. We'll see all those seven, Wrexham, Sevilla. We'll get them soon.
Right,
Chelsea,
right.
though, you're
The
not even in.
the
मैंने कुछ
podcast has
बोला
already
क्या?
cleared up.
It's fine.
मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला. And
I'm
since you have
glad.
come to us, let me just get done with my review of the Premier League before you ask. First of all, let me begin clearly. There is no problem with me having a different owner, having so much problem with the board and everything. Get a bloody manager who understands elite mentality. I don't give me a manager who does something with a Premier League team of a 19th Premier League team table and gets to 11th and says, "Oh, what an achievement! मैं 8 table points ऊपर लेके आया." I don't want that manager. I want a manager who understands players who have played for big clubs. I want manager who has managed players at big clubs, because then there is that sort of pressure already which that manager has. He knows what kind of
Elite mentality.
experience. Sorry.
Mentality.
Elite mentality, see, that is the elite mentality is subjective. किसी का elite mentality क्या है क्या है, it is a subjective thing, but I want that that person should have that pressure in his head already when coming to manage Chelsea. Today Graham Potter did not come with any pressure. He was given a golden spoon, उसको दे दिया. He was so much hyped के, oh, what wonders he has done with Brighton, what beautiful playing football the Brighton is playing, and XYZ and that. So, and I already had my doubts. I was very clear. First of all, with Premier League, I have a very limited sort of teams which I follow. I am not a fan or a football watcher who watches all kinds of matches, unlike Saurabh
Fair.
or maybe Manan or Dipesh, because they know a lot of more things about
Shrenik, he
different
did not
managers.
take your
So,
name, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
ए
Bye.
लिवरपूल फैन है, छोड़ना उसकी बात क्या है, छोड़.
तो
सो
फिर भी नीचे से ही देख रहा है.
तो तो पॉइंट इज कि ठीक ठीक है, Shrenik also, but I have to ask you people about I asked you also about Graham Potter, and I had my doubts कि how is he going to perform. And one thing which Saurabh clearly pointed out was कि if he does something which he is doing at Brighton, which is changing his tactics on a daily, on a weekly basis, he is not going to fare well at Chelsea, which is exactly which turned out like that. Something which you do at a small club where there are expectations are not as high as, qualifying for Champions League or winning the Champions League also. Surprise, surprise. But for Brighton, you can do that. For Chelsea, I'm sorry, you need to have that set of team. You need to have a set of team which plays inside out. ठीक है. You did not have the set of players because of injuries. That is a part and parcel of the game. That is the part and parcel of the season.
Yeah.
But even though you had some players who were fit and ready to go, you did not use them. You wanted to change your defense every match. I have not seen a settled 11 yet.
It's one thing that
So,
Chelsea changes system every match, and it's another thing that Chelsea changes the squad every window. Even that happened this season. So
this happened like past 2 seasons also. I'm pretty surprised with the kind of squad guy attrition which is happening, which is not likely in our case, because sometimes what happens when we have a squad which we have built, we tend to win something or the other, and our squad stays for us for 2 3 years. Let's say when Sari came in, we had certain type of players. We won the Europa. We had some players. When Conte came in, we had some players. We won the Premier
Premier
League.
League.
We had certain kind of things. With Tuchel, again, we had some players. We won the Champions League. We had these players going on. Sacking of Tuchel, again, I was very vocal about it. Very very sad about his going. They shouldn't have gone. Cannot go. Whatever, past is past. Again, getting in Lampard for interim manager again did not make sense to me. You just, again, that bits and pieces तुम फेंक दो कि आज तो फिर you tell me ना यार, you call me up, you call 4 5 of us, we will also go and manage some Premier League second division team here. That is not going to happen. That this kind of stuff at a stage where we are playing an elite league, you cannot do something like that. So right now my hopes with Chelsea are just to survive relegation. If we do that and not qualify for any European competitions, for that matter, even that conference league which has started, कि भिखारी को भीख देने वाला चीज, that also we don't need because मेरे को I want my squad to focus on Premier League. Again, we are not winning the Premier League next year, I'm pretty sure, but I want to regain that confidence back in my team which I had 5 to 6 years, मतलब 5 6 साल से जो मेरे में था कि if we are 1-0 down, we have the capability to get 2 goals back and win it. When last time when Tuchel was 2-0 down against Real Madrid, I had hope. I had also told Saurabh कि देख यही एक टीम है जो comeback कर सकता है, जो किया भी था, and it was unfortunate that we couldn't qualify. But at that time, that confidence, and at this time, the match which I did not watch it with any hope because there was nothing. वो hope भी नहीं है मेरे पास बचा
Yeah, I think this
Chelsea
is
के लिए.
like fortunately, unfortunately, but this is a good way of going about this podcast. I think Kush kicked it off with Chelsea. I think we can speak about our respective clubs. Yeah, Kush, so sure. Please take your time. I think anyone else with Chelsea, because
एक मिनट
I'm pretty sure the entire world has an opinion on what's happening around Chelsea. So if anyone wants to chip in, please feel free.
I feel getting an interim manager is will work. It just buys more time for the board to select the right manager they want. With Potter, I had hopes, to be honest, but I think there was a huge gap between the manager and the board with getting so many players in. So many big players. It's not like they have not spent a lot of money. The players are not
Yeah,
like they are mid players. They are
great
big players
profiles.
with, yeah. So it becomes difficult for a manager of Potter's profile to, manage these many players to keep everyone happy. It becomes tough because he has never done it before. Whatever happened was unfortunate, but that's
Yeah,
what Chelsea is. They don't have any kind of patience. I think this time, after everything that they have seen that has happened during the season, they should definitely, sit down and plan it out. They should invest in someone. They have players. I believe they have very good players, world-class
fantastic.
players who can come together and, build a great team. They just need that one man, the boss, who is going to keep them together,
And it's
who is going
Yeah,
interesting that Kush said
involved
elite
in the team.
mentality, right? Like he wants someone with an elite mentality. Do you have someone in mind when you said that?
So now, like when I said that elite mentality, I would take certain names which I want as a manager. See, I really like Luis Enrique as a manager. I liked him in Barcelona. Somehow it didn't click with Barcelona for him,
Click.
but
What did
he
click?
he was.
Won he won the league and the Champions League.
But then you sacked him also, right? Or he went to Spain, or what was it? He
He
then went
went
to
to
the Spain.
Spain, no?
He
Yeah.
went to Spain national team.
He
Fine,
wanted
okay.
to take Spain.
But then it did not click with Spain, I guess. Then Spain में he did not do well. ऐसा कुछ हुआ. हाँ, so I really like Luis Enrique as a manager, and I really hope that he is the one because today when the news came in that Nagelsmann has dropped himself from being a Chelsea manager from the race,
Yeah.
I was very happy because I did not want again the Potter kind of mentality wala manager which happened at Bayern Munich this season, and they ended up sacking him and got Tuchel there.
Yeah.
So again, certain kind of manager who is again very young. See, don't get young manager also, please. Get some
I think
manager who has
what
experience here.
I think what Kush essentially means to say is
What do you think?
since there is a mismatch of
He wants Pep, man.
a mismatch of communication, authority of somebody who's like a boss-like figure at Chelsea, they are failing miserably because nobody can expect a man to deal with the board, the players, the kind of players they are just
The fans.
purchasing, like adding vegetables to a big basket cart. So you need somebody much more experienced, much more with authority to shut up the board as well as tell players to do things that are supposed to be done by them.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
you be happy with Pochettino?
I will also, yeah, again, PL Proven League managers with big teams,
Elite
I will be
mentality
happy.
Pochettino.
Yeah.
तो है
How,
Teams.
अबे तो PSG को मैनेज किया है उसने यार, क्या बात कर रहे हो तुम लोग?
मैनेज
द
किया है.
पॉइंट इज
मैनेज
मैंने
किया है ना?
फिर हाँ तो
Manage
मुझे
कितना
मुझे
नहीं
वही
लोगों
चाहिए
किया.
कि मुझे चाहिए कि वो एक्सपीरियंस मैनेजर ऑफ मैनेजिंग सच टीम्स। देख,
Hmm.
टॉटनहम को ही ऑलमोस्ट गॉट एंड वॉन द लीग विद द काइंड ऑफ स्क्वाड ही हैड।
And
तो
the
तुम
Champions
लोग ये
League.
नहीं बोल सकते कि वो मैनेजर नहीं है। हाँ,
And the Champions League.
The Champions League finals.
एग्जैक्टली, एंड द चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल। तो वो ऐसा तो नहीं बोल सकते कि प्रूवन नहीं है, ठीक है,
Yep.
ही विल हैव हिज, बट मुझे अगेन सी आई स्टिल नो कि जो भी आएगा ना मैनेजर अभी भी विल बी अगेन द पपेट ऑफ द बोर्ड। आई डोंट नो व्हाई, बट आई स्टिल थिंक वो पपेट ही रहने वाला है बोर्ड का। बट इन मुझे ऐसा चाहिए कि कोई ऐसा मैनेजर है जो पपेट ना बने, या इवन या फिर वो डिप्लोमेटिक खेल पाए कि भाई उधर भी सुने और उसका अपना टीम भी बना के रखे और अपना अपना कुछ भी करके, या फिर ऐसा मैनेजर जिसको ये टीम अच्छा लग रहा है कि भाई हाँ ये मेरे टाइप के प्लेयर्स है, आई कैन डू समथिंग विद दिस, एंड उसको बोर्ड को भी पटाना हो गया और उसका प्लेयर्स भी उसको मिल गए, ताकि नाउ वी कैन नॉट इन्वेस्ट एनी मोर फॉर श्योर। अपने पास पैसा नहीं रहेगा, एफएफपी पे प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, वी ऑलरेडी हैव स्पेंट आउट अ लॉट, वी हैव गिवन प्लेयर्स
Uh,
वी हैव गिवन प्लेयर्स 8 years का डील यार, मतलब 8 साल वो बंदा जिंदा रहने वाला है कि नहीं, उसका गारंटी नहीं है, तुम कहा 8
Enzo
साल का
Fernandez है
और उसमें एक
extend
साल
किया
और एंजो
contract.
फर्नांडिस को एक्सटेंड कर दिया। मतलब तुमको क्या राउंड फिगर कर रहा है भाई, 7.5 years से 8 years, 8.5 years हुआ तो 9 years। मतलब मेरे को एक तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट क्या साइन कर रहे हैं बच्चे लोग समझा नहीं, या फिर कैसे साइन करवा रहे वो भी नहीं समझा, कि 6 को 9 दिखा रहे हैं या क्या कर रहे हैं, आई हैव नो आइडिया।
players
बट
these years these days need better advices, because pretty sure agents are looking for their piece of the cake as well. But I mean, yeah,
स्टूपिडिटी ना, बट एजेंट कैन
8-9
ऑलवेज गो
years,
एंड
I don't know, man. 8-9 years,
8
what
9 years
player
to
would
stick in a
agree?
club,
Why?
it's a, and see I though I am a
ऐसा
very
नहीं
big
कि
supporter
मड्रिड के
of,
लिए कर रहे हो तुम.
ये सब
same
एफएफपी
exactly,
के लिए है भाई।
though
हाँ,
though
but
I am a
players
very
भी
big
मान रहे हैं ना.
supporter of Chelsea, हम लोग नहीं है रियल मैड्रिड या बारसा के, तुम नहीं रखोगे 8 साल यार। ऑफ कोर्स तुमको अगर
वो
रियल
लोग भी
मैड्रिड
नहीं
और
रखते.
बारसा जाने को ऑफर अगर मिला तो तुम चले जाओगे। हजार्ड नहीं रुका यार हमारे टीम में यार, जितना भी अच्छा प्लेयर था,
पर
उसका
पैसा मिला
ड्रीम
ना
था
उसके
रियल।
लिए, वो भी अच्छा बात
बट
है.
वॉट एवर इट इज, किसी का भी ड्रीम देख, आज कोई भी फुटबॉल देखता है, कोई भी 2000 में बॉर्न हुआ है, 1990s में बॉर्न हुआ हो, दे विल वांट टू एट द एंड ऑफ द डे प्ले फॉर क्लब्स लाइक मैड्रिड, बार्सिलोना। टू सम एक्सटेंट मैं बायर्न म्यूनिख का नाम ले सकता हूँ इधर, या फिर
यूनाइटेड.
अगर प्रीमियर लीग खेल रहा है तो प्रीमियर लीग आई विल नॉट वांट टू नेम लिवरपूल एंड मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड, जस्ट बिकॉज क्योंकि प्रीमियर लीग एक ऐसा क्लब है कि ऑलरेडी बचपन में ही एक फेवरेट टीम आ जाता है एक टीम का। वैसा प्रीमियर लीग कभी भी ड्रीम नहीं रहता है, प्रीमियर लीग एक पैशन रहता है एक क्लब के लिए खेलने का, तो
आई
वो
मीन
तो ड्राइव करता ही
मेजोरिटी
है
प्लेयर्स
फुटबॉल।
का एम है कि टू प्ले इन द प्रीमियर लीग. क्लब नहीं रहेगा मन में, बट
हाँ,
प्रीमियर लीग
जस्ट टू प्ले
सबको
एग्जैक्टली,
आना
इन
है.
द प्रीमियर लीग।
प्ले इन द प्रीमियर लीग।
डजंट मैटर इफ
बट
इट
कभी,
गुल्स.
हाँ, और फिर जो एक ड्रीम रहता है ना कि टू प्ले एट बर्नेबाउ, टू प्ले एट कैंप नो, या फिर अलियंस एरिना, तो वो मैं मान सकता हूँ कि वो लोग है एक क्लब जो सेटअप किया है बेस, नॉट टेकिंग एनीथिंग फ्रॉम लिवरपूल एंड मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड लेगेसी, दे आर अ लेगेसी क्लब एंड दे हैव ऑलवेज बीन दैट काइंड ऑफ अ क्लब एंड
बोलने की
पीपल
जरूरत
स्टिल
नहीं.
वांट, एंड नहीं, बट ऐसे भी रहेंगे प्लेयर्स हु वुड वांट टू प्ले फॉर यूनाइटेड एंड लिवरपूल स्टिल, की आज अगर कोई बोल सकता है
100%.
कि आई ऑलवेज ड्रीम्ड ऑफ प्लेइंग फॉर लिवरपूल एंड यूनाइटेड, तो मैं शॉक्ड नहीं रहेगा। बट आज मेरे को कोई उठ के बोले ना कि आई ऑलवेज वांट टू प्ले फॉर चेल्सी, आई विल ऑफ कोर्स लाफ, क्योंकि वो स्क्रिप्टेड है डेफिनेटली,
या फिर
वो
ड्रॉगबा
नहीं हो
फैन
सकता है।
है, ऐसा टाइप
या फिर
कुछ.
एक ड्रॉगबा फैन है, या चलो पैदा हुआ और उसने 2008 से चेल्सी को देखा है, तो मैं मान सकता हूँ कि
चेल्सी
चलो
में पैदा
ड्रीम,
हुआ रहेगा यार।
नहीं मतलब
कोबम
2008 में पैदा हुआ प्लेयर अभी
एंड
तक।
over that they don't even value their कोबम players, like माउंट को भाई
भाई
सिलेक्ट कर
देख,
रहे हो
वो
ये.
एक अलग रैंट है, देख अगर कोई माउंट को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं दे सकता है ना, तो मेरे लेवल में वो चेल्सी फैन नहीं है बॉस। वो लोग चेल्सी
शॉट
फैन
आउट.
नहीं, आज लैम्पार्ड ने अगर माउंट को बिठा के रखा है, तो लैम्पार्ड को भी औकात नहीं है, समझ नहीं रहा है कि उसको कितना अच्छा माउंट प्लेयर है, या माउंट को, या फिर देर आर रियल कल्चरल डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द बोर्ड एंड द प्लेयर वेयर दे डजंट थिंक के वो मैच हो रहा है वो लोग का, क्या बोलते हैं, द ड्रीम विच ही वांट्स एट द क्लब विच ही हैज सीन। बट मेरा पॉइंट है कि अगर जेम्स और चिलवेल ने देख लिया है वो ड्रीम, तो व्हाई नॉट माउंट, तो आई थिंक माउंट इज गोइंग टू गेट दैट
कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
थिंग ऑन द टेबल। आई थिंक इट इज अबाउट मनी एंड इट इज नॉट अबाउट द डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन,
या
तो शायद मनी है, आई गेस वो पूरा हो जाएगा क्योंकि
अगर
अमेरिका है, तो
वह
हो जाएगा।
आई
अगर
थिंक
मनी
बट
मनी
आई
मनी नहीं और कल्चरल डिफरेंस है तो
तो देन आई थिंक यू
वेलकम,
शुड लीव,
मोस्ट वेलकम.
देन फॉर बोथ ऑफ अस
लिवरपूल इज
बेनिफिट।
काउंटिंग ऑन देम. या
हाँ तो देन, हाँ तो अगर अगर वैसा है कि अगर कल्चरल डिफरेंस है, तो आई विल बी हैप्पी दैट इफ ही गोज, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट बेंच अ प्लेयर लाइक माउंट, सॉरी यार, ही इज
माउंट
अ,
एंड गैलेगर आर टेक्स्ट बुक लिवरपूल प्लेयर्स. textbook.
And also
सौरभ
we
ऐसे
must
सब
we
मत बोल यार, मत देख देख ऑलरेडी जब सीजन अच्छा ना जा रहा हो तू ऐसे प्लेयर्स की बात कर रहा है जो खेल नहीं रहे हमारे लिए, और वो तू
and
दूसरे टीम को
नहीं,
बोल रहा है।
गैलेगर
yeah,
इज हेंडरसन सक्सेसर भाई, अगर मैं आ गया
and
ना।
obviously
At
and ob-
Liverpool.
obviously people or England players especially will look to prove themselves, because for the upcoming Euros the selection is based on the criteria that they play, except for Harry Maguire. That's a different story, but ठीक है,
True.
मतलब ये तो है, मतलब criteria.
He should only play for England, bhai. Just
हैरी
take him
मैग्वायर का
away.
तो अलग ही बातें हो सकती है यार।
Yeah, I've been one of his admirers, but I don't
Uh,
know, man. Why does he
चक्कू
keep
लेके आए,
Yeah,
getting
नस
man.
into
काट
these?
दूंगा मैं, नस
Yeah,
काट।
I think even I
I
like him a lot, but I don't know why. But for United, he is like really miserable.
that
But
Euros, I loved him, man. He
This
was
World Cup
a
also he was
beast. I
good,
would.
Dipesh.
He
his
played well
World
in
Cup
the
is
Yeah,
World
also
he
Cup
was.
good.
He
too.
was good in the World Cup. Yes, yes.
जहाँ पे
I
उसको
have a
सिर्फ हेडर्स
small,
विन
very
करना रहता है ना, इज
पीछे
गुड।
ढैया रहता तो उसकी पड़ जाती है भाई।
हाँ, मेरे को भी ऐसा लग रहा है, पीछे में भी प्रॉब्लम है शायद, पीछे से आवाज आ रहा है
अरे
बार बार.
ये सीन सिर्फ इसका है कि उसको सिर्फ हेडर लेना है इंग्लैंड टीम में, बाकी सब बाकी लोग संभाल लेते हैं, so
और
then it is
एंडोरा के अगेंस्ट स्कोर करके फिर ये करना।
I have a very small take on Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I have been an admirer of the managers that they have had in Sari, Conte, and Tuchel. I have liked all those three managers.
All the
I used to
1001
follow them
managers.
week in.
Jose.
Huh?
All the 1001
Jose.
Yeah,
managers.
Jose. Yeah, obviously Jose as well, Mourinho as well. So I've liked them. I used to see many of the matches of Chelsea. Okay, until they sacked Tuchel. I don't know the image that I had of Chelsea. I mean, I obviously did not like the signings and the loan shit, whatever what was going on. I did not like it. But apart from that too, I liked them as a club. Like they always won. But for the past 1.5 or 2 seasons, it's weird. Like I have not, liked them at all a bit. Anything
Yeah.
of Chelsea because of the
Because
transfers. The
Barca and
I
Chelsea
think
have
managers.
also been competing for similar players.
I think
No,
one
Barcelona have
point.
always.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
always gotten the better of.
I also feel from manager standpoint now that if they have to join Chelsea, right? So
Yes,
they already know that if they don't win
exactly.
anything, it's gonna be like they're gonna get sacked, and they are not going to get players that they want. They already have the players. He has to use the squad that he has. So it's going to be
So
a huge
yeah.
conversation that needs to happen between board
Mhm.
and
So
manager.
exactly, I was coming to that point. The three managers that they are talking about, and also Vincent Company. I don't think any
It's
of them should be joining Chelsea.
no ways
I
Oh,
don't
they're
think
good.
any of them should be joining.
for their good.
Yes,
Yeah,
for that they would obviously, because Nagelsmann is a very nice manager. I've followed him at Leipzig. He was very good. Enrique, obviously, I've seen him. And the third one was Pochettino.
Pochettino.
Yeah,
Poche.
Pochettino. I think Pochettino is someone who needs time. He has built the Tottenham team. अभी तक उसके दो players हैं, Son
Really
and
successful.
Kane.
So many trophies as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously trophies नहीं जीते obviously, but yeah, I think उसने team build किया था Tottenham का, काफी चीजों के लिए compete किया, Liverpool से हार गए Champions League finals. So yeah, but I think he needs time. I don't think Chelsea will give him any time,
I
and
think
Yeah.
Nagelsmann also.
just
Srini.
to add here that with what I've seen in recent matches, there is a fresh breath of air in the midfield as soon as they have Kante out there. So I think any manager who can possibly use him well. Obviously, there are a lot of managers who can use him well, but the also proposition is for him to be fit, and with players they have already signed, which are good players, and playing a system day in day out, following that routine, which could help them gather success, is something what a manager should be really looking at. And the manager, whoever they will be appointing, should be the manager who is ready to play with that players, because as
Right. Right.
everybody mentioned on this panel, they cannot spend anymore, and I don't think now
And
any high-profile players would want to also come,
over that, they have a
or
great
can't, actually, even if they want to come, they can't come really.
Yeah, and over there they have a great set of people coming up from the academy as well. They need to look at that, start need to because Chelsea at the moment they're lacking identity, and they'll start gaining identity. The fans will start gaining identity once you start playing your academy players. So you will start
Hmm.
backing those players more than the ones you brought in. But yeah, I think we
And
yeah.
I think we
and
should.
I think I was just having this thought that this new owner would do something different from the previous owner who was sacking managers inside
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yep.
But I still think that Luis Enrique should join. Like they should focus on him because his football is firstly very exciting,
Yeah,
and he can win
he has a
trophies. He has
plan.
experience in trophies. So I think only he can get a quick success for Chelsea and get sacked in a year or two. That's a different thing.
Yeah, I think
Whenever they don't perform.
one thing that I saw that I heard recently, which was really scary, was I mean, just before we wrap up Chelsea, was someone say that this current Chelsea owner is different because he showed more patience with the manager. So that says a lot. Like that says a lot, right, about their mentality as to
Yes.
how impatient people these days can be, especially uh, Chelsea fans. Okay, so moving on to Liverpool and Man United. If you would like to talk about your season, how it was, I think we can maybe start with Liverpool. Liverpool, uh, I think last season until the last day they were in all competitions, right? They were going for everything.
Yeah,
And for the past
yeah,
few years, the same set of similar set or the same set of players, except for one or two, I mean, kept playing those games, kept doing the same thing, high profile, high octane football that Jurgen Klopp kept playing. And I think this was that season where Jurgen Klopp, he unfortunately he had to learn it the hard way, right? That you have to shuffle the squad, shuffle, and then yeah,
yeah,
probably learning the hard way this season, but maybe for the good. What do you think,
yeah.
Shrenik?
Yeah, I think it was a roller coaster season. Obviously, playing all the competitions last year, not only just playing, competing to win them, was our objective last year. And, as the famous lines go, where is the next Champions League final? Istanbul, let's book the hotel. Yeah, might be for tourism purposes, I guess. But yeah, it's a roller coaster ride. We have learned it the hard way. Again, I'm very critical about Mane leaving us because I think as much pivotal as Salah is, Mane was the same, stature of a player that was impacting Liverpool's performances, and so that was a huge uh, impact to us. But I think it's life. You move ahead with the set of players you find, and I'm very confident that the set of players that we have found, despite our lack of money and everything, the profiles of players that we scout and find out in Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota,
Nunes, Gakpo,
Gakpo, and Nunes.
love these
So
two
they are,
players.
yeah. So these are really good players. They are young players. They are like the future for Liverpool. So that is good. But again,
Midfield.
since the style of play that we have and Jurgen Klopp's mentality, our main focus point is midfield, which we have struggled. We have struggled in the past seasons also, but we had players who could come in, get shuffled, and help the squad. Play at that same momentum. But
This
this
lack
season,
of
this
so sorry. I
yeah,
was saying this lack of midfield depth, no, that has come out. So I mean, इतना अच्छा blessing in disguise हुआ है क्योंकि finally Klopp is inverting trend. Finally, he's
yes,
playing where he
yes,
should be.
that is one thing which is very good, good thing happened to Liverpool. और अभी कैसा है ना कि now probably we are not even going to be a part of Europa League next season. I would be
Hmm.
very happy if we finished for Europa League,
Yeah.
and नेवर से नेवर, बट टॉप 4 भी कुछ हो सकता है, क्योंकि अभी न्यूकैसल टॉटनहम लास्ट मैचेस हार चुके हैं. यू डोंट नो, क्योंकि ऐसा एक बार हो चुका है पहले भी. तो that is out of the fact that we are aiming for Europe or something like that. That's not in our hands, but we'll do whatever best we can.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that Trent has come in
Yeah.
middle of the park. क्योंकि ऐसा है कि क्योंकि अगर हम यूरोप नहीं खेल सकते, so we can't really, and since we have monetary concerns also, we can't have a Jude Bellingham possibly coming to us, and we even capable of buying that. So might as well create a Jude Bellingham within our squad that is available to us, and that is Trent Alexander-Arnold. So
Yeah.
I think that inversion has really done a good job for the last 2 matches, both Arsenal and Leeds. We have seen what he is capable of, what he can do from that middle of the park position.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just
Also
have to
helps,
find.
it helps trade off some of his defensive liabilities as well. So
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. So that gets covered up a lot. But then again, since this is a new phase of transitioning
Yeah.
him to a midfield position, we also have to look that
Bellingham.
that the defensive things are maintained,
Yeah.
because with him playing in that inverted position, more
You need a
often
number
than not,
6.
Konate has been left. Konate has been left alone. You need somebody in that midfield position to again drag back in that center back position, or cover for that right back.
Yeah.
Not availability of Trent out there.
Rather, you need a new
So
left
yeah,
back who
things
can
are
play
going to
center
change,
back.
obviously.
Hmm.
Yeah, possibly
Yeah, because
something like that.
if Trent inverts, then your Robertson cannot. And I think because of
Cannot go,
Trent
yeah.
inverting and Robertson being left back, I think that's where you considered the goals against Arsenal, when the cross came in.
Yes.
Robertson is not
Yeah.
familiar with that LCB position to contest to
Yeah.
headers. So you need a
Yes.
left back who can be center back, jasa.
Yeah, something like that, because then they can be possibly have the mentality of center back, marking players, positioning, clearing of headers if Virgil van Dijk or Konate misses it. So I think Joe Gomez is a good option, but not
Yes, always left
as
been promising
yeah,
only. He's never fulfilled
yeah,
his
not
potential.
not that as
Shrenik was
efficient as it
doing
was.
well till this point until he told Joe Gomez.
Because that's what we have, right? We can't spend like you giving 8 years of contract to players, signing players left, right, center,
Yeah, I
and
rather shouldn't speak only. Yeah, it is going to come back to me like this. I wouldn't
It's
speak.
true though.
But
Yeah.
but the
at
point,
least
but the
the point
point
is,
is
at least you have
Liverpool.
money. We don't have money.
Nice one, bro. That is, I'll take that as a compliment. But the
Huh.
problem with Liverpool, with which Saurabh pointed out well, was, and I believe, and I have been very vocal about this, saying that you cannot win the Premier League consistently or back to back if you don't change your squad. The winning squad also has to be changed, because
Correct.
Premier League is a league which demands change. सिंपल है. तुम सेम चीज को रेप्लिकेट करोगे ना एक साल में, नहीं होने वाला है. यू माइट हैव डन वंडर्स द लास्ट ईयर विद दैट सेम थिंग, बिकॉज वो कंसिस्टेंसी बैठ गया, वो टीम जेल बैठ गया, ठीक है. बट वहां पे है ना, अभी डेटा लोग बैठे हैं जो एनालिस्ट कर रहे हैं ये सब चीजें, और सब तुम्हारा प्लान चौपट हो जाएगा नेक्स्ट सीजन, क्योंकि सब चीज वो लोग ने उससे के आगे का ढूंढ लिया है. तो नाउ द डेटा कमिंग इन, you have to have that change, and यहाँ पे the manager also has to be thinking over his feet. And that is why I love Pep, because every year there is something which he brings in new. He will make two signings which I have seen, which they'll be big names, and he will build his team around that players now.
And he will sell
Let's
also
say,
his performing players.
and he is ready to do that, because he gets that promising player, he will sell them also. Like for this season, he sent out a very good left back, Cancelo and Raheem Sterling. चलो अच्छा नहीं बोल सकते, नहीं अच्छा पता नहीं हमारे टीम में आया, but he left Sterling also. So he lets go of his players. He let go of one more who went to
Zinchenko.
Barcelona ना.
Aguero.
अरे Aguero तो
We
ठीक है,
cannot
he was
replace
getting.
him. We
Yeah,
cannot.
we
हाँ,
cannot replace him.
we
Yeah, we
cannot replace
cannot.
him,
And then
but
goes on and buys Haaland.
then Haaland. But point is कि Haaland was at a point, Aguero was at a point कि ठीक है खत्म हो गया था career and he was also not starting and everything. वो Iheanacho आ रहा था भाई वो लोग का first start. उसको तो replace करना ही था change करके.
No, they
So
Aguero and Jesus ko they replaced with Haaland and Julian Alvarez.
imagine with what kind of players they have. So and Pep, I see what I like about Pep is वही as I told कि he builds that game around those new players which he has gotten in now. तो आज पूरा जो उसका टीम प्ले है वो पूरा हालैंड के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है. तो ये सडनली एक न्यू टीम kind of football which Pep plays, which of course he has his mind games,
Look,
he has his proper
again,
tactical performances.
again, this is a valid point. This is also agreeable and taken. We have learned our hard way that Jurgen Klopp didn't make those changes, those required, and which is a good thing because ये evidently club owner को भी समझ आ गया है कि वह थोड़ा तो पैसा डालना पड़ेगा, तो थोड़ा स्टेक निकालना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा पैसा जमा करना पड़ेगा ताकि सम ट्रांसफर विंडो में कुछ तो खरीद सके, थोड़े बहुत प्लेयर्स जो जरूरी है, नॉट नेसेसरली
हाँ
मार्की साइनिंग्स, but yeah, again, marquee signings is just I think one player that we take in each window. Rest all the players are छोटे मोटे players or even good players but at a less price because again पैसा देने
पैसा.
का
बट वही है
जगह ही नहीं है.
लिवरपूल को थोड़ा खर्चा करना चाहिए आई फील. मतलब ऑफ कोर्स
But they are,
व्हाट यू
if
सेड इज ट्रू.
itna paisa bol rahe, but Liverpool have been among the top spenders. They spend 90 on Nunez, they spend almost 40 on Gakpo. It,
See, it is
it's not like paise ki kadki hai. They have been spending for sure. You can't
we
compare.
have been
If you look
oh,
at net spend, they have been more than Man City over the past 2 years. So that
yeah,
speaks
but
a
I
lot
it
feel
is
about
also
team management.
it is
injuries have
also
not helped them too.
Yeah.
yeah,
There
But
have
it
been
is
a lot of
also
injuries.
because we've been able to sell players at a high price. We got a big chunk of money by selling Coutinho and some other
हाँ.
players, offloading them. So we got that money, we use that money. ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ पैसा ही नहीं है पैसा, इतना भी गरीबी नहीं है. लेकिन हाँ, मतलब as compared to other top clubs who are demanding for top four finishes, not only top four finish, that is the bare minimum,
Yeah.
but winning trophies. So you need to have squad depth, man.
Yep.
That is given.
And City had a very clear plan when they went about their squad rebuilding this season. So with the squads that City has, Arsenal has, Brighton has, these squads are good for the league, right? What these
Yeah,
squads
yeah,
are,
yeah.
they are all about control. So it's all about your inversion. ठीक है, midfield inversion हो गया, 3-2-5 up front. Control के लिए अच्छा है कि चलो control करेगा पूरा game को, control ball with yourself, ball जाने नहीं देंगे. यूरोप में कंट्रोल से नहीं होता. यूरोप इज ऑल अबाउट ट्रांजिशंस. यूरोप में तो भाई
Yeah.
यू नीड योर ट्रांजिशनल
I
मॉन्स्टर्स.
think that's the
अरे
reason why Liverpool does good in Europe.
Yeah, you
बट
you need your Salah, you need your Mbappe.
यूरोप इज एक सी आई फील हम लोग ने जो दो चैंपियंस लीग टाइटल मारा ना, ऑनेस्टली कुछ वंडरफुल फुटबॉल खेल के नहीं मारे. एवरीबॉडी विल एग्री कि
You
कुछ
had
वंडरफुल
transitional
फुटबॉल नहीं.
monsters. If you look at
वी हैड
every
ट्रांजिशनल
European
मॉन्ट. हाँ हाँ
champion,
हाँ
that
हाँ
transitional quality is there in everyone. Real Madrid is
हाँ
full of it. Real Madrid is full
एग्जैक्टली
of transition football.
राइट
But
राइट.
City, if you look at City's last year, everyone is a controller. From Bernardo,
हाँ
Grealish, there's Jesus,
एग्जैक्टली. क्योंकि
Aguero,
सामने वाला टीम देख मेरे लिए है ना,
Mahrez.
अगर आफ्टर रीचिंग राउंड ऑफ 16 एवरी मैच इज फाइनल्स. You consider every match as a final. You play and everyone comes with a passion. Now yesterday's match, if you look at United's match yesterday, this team Sevilla came in. Sorry to क्या ऐसा reaction expect नहीं किया था. But point is कि you see the kind of they bought that momentum with them with that last minute goals जो they got Sevilla against United the last week. They got that momentum, and what pressing they have done since minute one of the match. They did not leave any players. Like they were like Acuna, वो I might mispronounce that pause wala player Ocampos या जो भी है वो क्या, what they have shown that passion in them, their whatever. So that necessarily does not need that manager to put in कि ये तो मैनेजर नहीं बोलेगा ना ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड पे कि प्रेस प्रेस प्रेस, ये तो कोई भी मैनेजर बोलता है. बट कमिंग इनटू दैट गेम यू नीड those players who can do it consistently. Acuna ka passion, that full match for 75 minutes which I saw yesterday was the same till 75 minutes.
पर
एक
वही है ना,
मिनट भी मेरे को
these
ऐसा लगा नहीं कि वो
qualities you
ड्रॉप हुआ
can
है.
show in a one-off game. You cannot show it
Hmm.
across a league season.
La
That's what
Liga
I'm coming
देखेगा
to.
तो
हाँ,
that's
नहीं
the
नहीं मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ.
exact
मैं
thing.
that is
तो
what I'm saying.
सिटी
CVI
और
is
कमिंग
not
टू
doing well in La Liga. CVI is
कमिंग
not
बैक टू
doing well in
प्रीमियर
La
लीग,
Liga.
हाँ तो सिटी इसीलिए
हाँ
दिस सीजन वेरी क्लियर था कि दे वांटेड अल्वारेस और ट्रांजिशनल मॉन्स्टर, हालैंड ट्रांजिशनल मॉन्स्टर, इनको फीड करने वाले की तो कमी नहीं है इनके पास. तो वो भी, एंड देन इफ यू हैव प्लेयर्स यू बॉट इन फॉर ट्रांजिशंस, देन यू हैव अ सॉलिड बैक फॉर ऑल सीबीज. फुल बैक्स क्या होता है, सिटी बोला फुल बैक चाहिए नहीं, पेप बोला मैं 4 सीबी खिलाऊंगा, 4 में से एक को इन्वर्ट करूंगा. नाउ स्टोन्स इज अ फुल टाइम मिडफील्डर. They have Ake, they have Diaz, and they have Akanji. Akanji is also doing the job. So all four, no fullbacks, transitional monsters. Pep has created this. Pep, and they're doing well in the league as well. I mean, they are at the same rate as last season. Okay, Arsenal has been above, but if you look at points, they're at the same rate. But because they've been second, उतना ध्यान नहीं जा रहा है. But Pep
Hmm.
knows कि भाई चैंपियंस लीग इतना फेलियर देखा, इतना transition.
Can't give that
He was
away
on the
now.
receiving end of transition. He addressed that, kept rotating. So then that's definitely one of Pep's great. People say ठीक है भाई पैसा भी है खर्च करने के लिए, but he's managed man. PSG में
Ah.
पब्लिक को पैसा दिया, वो लोग
To
मैनेज नहीं कर पाए.
to get the right people, right profile in, and then to make them play the way you want is like two different things.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I
then
think वो तो creditable है.
yes, last but not the least, United, one of my favorite teams to watch this season, especially in the middle phase. Until and unless, I mean, I was really looking forward to Eric Ten Hag in the league. I mean, if people know me before the season, one of my
Yeah.
favorite managers, and mixed feelings when he came to the Premier League because he went to United. I mean, you know that he'll be creating a monster there. But then one of his major challenges, as per me, was how well he'd be able to recruit, knowing the board that is there, and knowing the current contract situations, knowing the fans who expect certain things, who are their favorites, right? But then Eric Ten Hag came out with that personality, ki bhai, I'll take the decisions here, and he's taken those
हाँ,
decisions. I'm still very
yeah.
hopeful. I think next year is going to be a 3-horse race, and United is going to be one of the horses. But recruitment. So this
Yes.
year he showed a tendency कि चलो यूनाइटेड को थोड़ा ट्रांजिशन टीम बनाते हैं, क्योंकि रैशफोर्ड इज देयर, ही विल डू द जॉब. तो पूरा थोड़ा रैशफोर्ड रिलायंट हो गया था, जिसका रिजल्ट भी आया, बट जिसका आफ्टर मैथ भी आया कि चलो
Yes.
रैशफोर्ड नहीं है तो भाई क्या करना है समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. लेट्स दिस गेम फॉर एग्जांपल. बट
Yep.
आई एम प्रीटी श्योर इफ ही गेट्स द प्रोफाइल, it will be a good team. Manan, what about
Yeah.
you? How was the
The,
season?
absolutely agree to it. I feel like the most important thing is like he being the boss. That's what we wanted actually from like previous managers that we had. I love like how he talks about the team in press conferences, how he carries himself out there, how confident he is. He knows what he's doing. He believes in himself, which is what you want. Like if you want players to follow like a particular manager, the manager should have belief in himself. So I love how he has been handling all the situation that happened with Ronaldo. Like that was one of the biggest example of him being in control of the squad. And I feel even before he was about to leave, he managed that situation so well outside in press. He always talked highly about him, about Ronaldo. So it was like managed it in such a way that it showed what his mentality is for the team. And definitely the squad has been performing well. I like how patient they are with the build up. Some goals they have scored is like they have scored some beautiful goals, like which they have been lacking. It was all about counter attacking. They used to score goals in counter, so that is changing slowly. I feel there's still lack in profile that can score goals. That is one of the key thing that they need to look into when it comes to recruitment after the end of season. They need someone who can consistently keep scoring goals. I
Rashford.
feel that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Like where we are right now, it has been because of that one player who has been performing immense. Like every game, he was the one on the score sheet. He has scored like so many goals, which is why we stand right now where we are because of the run he had after World Cup. He has been amazing. Yeah, but going to defense, I feel Varane and Lisandro, they have been doing well, but we still need, better defenders to come in when,
Depth.
situations like this happen. Like both of them went out in one game. Shaw went out, and then again we are back to how United used to play 3-4 years consistently. Like they don't have that transition from defense to midfield, from midfield to attack. They're just out of sync. They don't know how to carry the
Hmm.
ball forward. So I still feel like a lot of things need to change. What he did with Sancho was very commendable too. But then how he has been performing, I have a lot of doubts on him. I still don't. I'm not at all happy, no matter how others think about
हाँ,
Sancho.
I was going to ask, सैंचो ने कुछ
I
किया नहीं
don't
है ये
like
सीजन भाई.
I feel he cannot pass through one player. He's a winger, man. He always goes stand behind, looks for an easy pass out, and look at Rashford, completely opposite. Like takes on player, just straightforward goes into
I
towards the
I
goal.
want I want to know Dipesh's thoughts on Sancho. Like he
Yeah, I don't
highly
know what
rated.
वो
हाँ,
जो
Dipesh
वनवास में
rated
गया
him
था
very.
किया क्या है उसके साथ उधर ना पता
Di-
नहीं बट वापस
Dipesh
भेजना पड़ा
ने
उसको.
काफी ज्यादा रेट किया था सैंचो को. I've heard a lot of things from Dipesh saying Sancho. And Dipesh, what are your thoughts about him doing so well at United?
I think, I don't know, it has been weird. I think he was a good 1v1 player. He could take on players. But
Yes.
as Manan was saying, like I've
ये
not
जो
seen
was हो
many.
गया है ना, वो सुन के अच्छा लगा. That you are agreeing that he was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
he was a very good winger, like a proper winger. And when he came to United, I was very happy
Bundesliga
about it. I
tax.
wanted, yeah, that
we all
is
thought
also
he
what.
is going to be that kind of a spark that we needed on the right wing. Like we were lacking
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah.
wingers back then. We still do, but then we thought like he was the missing puzzle on the wing.
I
Sancho.
really thought you got Hazard like player for
No,
United.
I,
Really.
I will. I think
Well,
in a summer thing I had mentioned about Sancho. Sancho, एक तो people thought a lot because of his Bundesliga numbers. A,
Hmm.
B because of his market value that he was bought at 80 million something.
That's with
एक
United, man.
एंड तो ये दोनों की वजह से उसके ऊपर बहुत एक्सपेक्टेशन आ गया. ही इज योर 35-40 million player एंड ही इज योर
Definitely.
प्लेयर यू वुड ब्रिंग ऑन इफ यू वांट टू ब्रेक अ लो ब्लॉक. लाइक ऐसा पब्लिक है भाई एट द बैक करके रख दिया लो ब्लॉक है. सैंचो इज योर प्लेयर ही विल अच्छा है. बट एवरी डे फॉर अ 38 गेम सीजन इफ यू वांट टू प्ले विद कंट्रोल दैट इज नॉट सैंचो. Plus, he is someone who needs freedom, who needs to play
Yeah.
not I'm not
I
sure
think
if he has the discipline mentality to also play under Eric Ten Hag. He
I
demands a
don't know,
lot.
man.
I think he with that Bundesliga tax where he was taking players like for fun. Obviously, it can't happen in Premier League, but I think he's one of the very promising players, young players of England generation, and possibly where United can look him to play is in a role like a
Interior.
Bobby Firmino, where he can
No,
like
I think he
drop
tried.
down.
ETH did try that. He
You
played
know
like
it.
couple of games in center too.
I think
Oh man.
he needs to get more confidence because I think he has the skills to pull off passes for people like Rashford and somebody on the right side to run behind players. So
No,
I
but
think that can be done. But
as
yeah, again,
harsh it may sound, he needs to go back to Bundesliga, man. He can't like I think ETH tried enough. He was out 2 months just training by himself. So after he came back, we all thought like he's going to be a different player, different mentality. He had some
no,
issues, that's for sure. So that was needed. But then, like, what it
वो
takes to come
वर्ल्ड
out
कप
of
के
that
पहले इंजर
mentality,
हुआ था
if
क्या?
नहीं,
No,
हाँ
no,
इंजर
that
हुआ था. इंजर हुआ था
I
वो, बट नॉट
I
जस्ट बिफोर वर्ल्ड कप. उसके पहले से ही उसका हुआ.
I think it's also some confidence lost
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that
but if you want to
mentality.
gain
About
that
that.
confidence back, right? So you went out 2 months, you trained by yourself, you gained your confidence, you get your whatever is happening in your mind things sorted. Once you are back, you are on the field, you got to forget all of that and perform, right? If you want to start the next game, what you get like 20 minutes down, whenever you are back, you have to perform, you have to give your best. And if this is what is his best, which I'm sure it's not, then he needs to go back, man. I don't see
Yeah.
him playing as a winger for a United squad. And then if he is playing, the way he's playing right now, there is no way we are competing for any
So
titles.
one thing is for sure, like Srinik, you mentioned gaining of confidence. See, all that is good for saying when you're playing for such big clubs like United. like Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Barcelona, Real Madrid, you need to perform week in, week out. Okay, you cannot tell him that, oh, you are gained of confidence. Now, for example, I'll just give you one example of a good player, of a great player who did well after coming back to playing for almost going out after for 6 months, 6, 7 months. N'Golo Kante hasn't lost his touch a bit.
No, but
Did
that's
not look
different, no?
rusty.
It's a different context.
No,
N'Golo Kante was
Yeah,
just
he was
injured. Sancho
injured. He
was
was
out
just
because he
injured,
wanted
Sam.
time.
Yeah. He
see,
was not doing
my,
well mentally.
my
That's
point
like a
is
huge.
agreed. See, I see, yeah, these now talking about mentally he was not doing well, being injured. So don't you think being injured affects the player mentally? It does. You just giving names to things at the moment. Okay, I understand he was
But you
physically
have
fit,
context, right? You are injured,
having,
which is why you are not playing. Back then, he
understood.
was fit and then not playing. That's
Not
the
playing,
difference.
agreed. But then that is what that then the more the reason what I'm trying to say over
Yeah,
there is कि for a
that's
club
what.
you're playing in an elite league, you're playing at an elite club. You cannot see understood you. I do not disregard any mental health issues at this point at the moment. You cannot not say that I can matlab, not perform. This is not an excuse for me for playing a club because the kind of wages you are taking, the kind of
Yeah,
money
yeah.
you are taking, the kind of time you are taking, matlab, the fans are passionately involved in you. So these such kind of excuses are I for me as a
Yeah.
fan or someone who is
That's
invested so much heavily in a club, I will not take that. Maybe there are sympathizers to him, which they will be. I'm not against it, but you cannot give these excuses, is what I feel.
which is why I complimented ETH for handling it so well, right?
Right.
He never talked any, very falsely about Sancho. He was always like he needs time, he's going to come back. He did come back. He gave him all of his chances. Even now, we don't have options, so he's still playing. But then he has not lived up to, what we were expecting after he came back. That's one of the issue, but I'm not sure like what's wrong with him. Hopefully things sort out. But we
But
still
I think, but I think what Srinik was saying, I can relate quite a lot to that
oops.
because he was talking about a right winger in Sancho. Another winger comes to my mind, Usman Dembele. That obviously he had a lot of injuries, but he also lacked a lot of confidence in him. But when like we could see like he can't dribble, he's one of the best dribblers I have seen in the last 1 or 2 years, but he couldn't go past players. That was very weird for us to
Hmm.
see. But as he has gained that confidence back,
Now he's
he
doing
has been probably one of the best players in Barcelona this season. Like he has been
yeah,
injured
now
for
he has
two
been
months.
doing really well. True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
But
yeah, I think
again,
I
But
like
agree.
then
what
going
Saurabh mentioned, na, then he is also not kind of that disciplined player, which Saurabh
Yeah.
is looking in that. So for Dembele, maybe he must have tried and changed his disciplinary issues also, because Dembele
He
also
was
we had
very
seen.
indisciplined.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to get the discipline also back in you, which at the moment you don't seem that he is kind of a player who fits in that discipline regime also.
but
So
he
there are a lot of
the
factors
only
which
thing
you
is he has the potential. It's just about the right
so
approach that he
it's
needs
the
to
right
take.
is a right mix of everything. You just can't have talent but not be but not be disciplined.
Yes,
You
that's
can
true.
just not have the talent and see Ronaldo at this age can do certain kind of antics, but being young you cannot be like that.
Yep.
Ronaldo can afford to do it, but you cannot. You are a 23-year-old. Ronaldo is a 37-year-old man, proven a lot, has so many things
Yeah.
behind him. So you cannot idolize him and say that he is doing it. I am also going to do the same thing. Sorry, it's not going to
Yep.
happen. You are young.
So,
You need to
you
prove
know,
yourself and then go ahead.
But
I
going back
think,
to United, I feel the
yeah,
season has been amazing.
Hmm.
I
yeah,
don't have any complaints, to be honest. What they have done with the squad, with the manager, new manager coming in, the feeling of lifting a trophy, no matter how small it might be for other clubs to look at, it's a trophy at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that boost that players need. So
yeah,
it's a big achievement to come in into your first year of managing career and
yes,
Being
win it at
rewarded
England.
for the work
Yeah,
done, right? That
what
it's
you have
being,
done,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So
No, no,
it gives
definitely.
you that confidence, right? You are doing the right things.
Sure,
At
sure.
least
yeah,
That's
That
I'm
was
rooting for Brighton in this FA Cup because you know He did deserves it.
Yeah.
Tongue
The
twister.
way Brighton play, man, oh fuck, I am a fan of them.
Yeah,
I love
man.
them.
Under Deserby,
I
yeah.
Yeah, I
love to
think
watch how they
yes.
play. It's
So
amazing.
imagine, even after you take out Potter from Brighton, they are still doing the same.
They
Man,
So
still
because
have
Potter
a
look
did
at
very
not
good
what
make a
they
manager,
difference.
because
bro.
look at who they assigned, Baba. It's not any
Yeah.
random Joe down the street. It's Deserby,
Right.
Roberto Deserby.
And they have the players who are set in to
Yeah.
play in such a way. So he just had to come in and just put, just a few things up into the players to perform the way they are right now.
I think
Crazy,
they
man, the way
also
they
Crazy
play.
team they are. They
they
are a
have
crazy
also
team. Actually, I
you
have
know
I
started
also
following
want to
Brighton.
discuss Daya, man.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they have got a boost from World Cup winner in their squad.
Voice is
yeah,
breaking.
yeah.
Or
Alexis
it's just
Shanick's
me.
voice is
McAllister.
breaking.
Okay.
Little. Yeah, and I think he's talking about McAllister. So yeah,
Yeah.
of
McAllister.
course.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And
see,
I think
see,
United at the end of the day requires, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, a keeper and eight.
Yes.
A link between your 6 and 10, and I think a striker who can
strike.
complement
We
Rashford.
need a striker for sure. We need a
See that
CDM
for that
to
matter
come
also
in.
Chelsea needs a striker, guys. Let's please bring it
Uh-huh.
all.
Of
I
course.
I
Chelsea
want
needs a
I
striker.
want Osimhen
आप
and Kane, bro.
नहीं
Both.
नहीं 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 नहीं
Let's go.
ओसिमन
Osimhen.
छोड़ दे प्लीज. ओसिमन हम लोग के लिए छोड़ दे प्लीज. एक लास्ट प्लेयर जिसपे अगर पैसा खर्च सकते हैं तो वो एक है. प्लीज प्लीज अगर वो पता नहीं
तुम लोग
आएगा
को
कि
तो
नहीं.
मैं कंप्लेन करूंगा मैं अब वापस किसी को साइन किया ना तुम लोग ने
देख डिफिकल्ट है क्योंकि
बस हो गया
हम
अभी
लोग के पास चैंपियंस लीग नहीं है बट वही एक है कि अगर एक मैनेजर आ गया ना जो बोलेगा कि भाई देख मैं
नहीं बोलने से
नेक्स्ट
कुछ
सीजन
नहीं होता
तो मुझे
कोई नहीं आ
ओसिमन
रहा
चाहिए
ओसिमेन
यार
तो कोई
प्लीज.
चांस ही नहीं है क्यों
देख
आएगा वो
मैं
चैंपियंस लीग
ब्रो
नहीं है तुम्हारे पास
हाँ ना.
I
हमारे
think
आर्मांडो ब्रोआ के
आएगा तो he needs
वो
a better advisor, Baba.
हाँ,
ऐसा मत बोल यार सौरभ. वी
दया
नहीं,
नीड
नहीं,
प्लीज
वन.
next season
लेट्स
there should be
डिस्कस
no
दया
way that Osimhen should land at Chelsea. No way he should land at Chelsea.
नो आई
वी
स्वेयर नो
नीड अ गुड
वेज
स्ट्राइकर
If
ब्रो
he
but
is
who
नाइदर
will we
केन
play with?
if he is the player that I think he is, who has given his all to Napoli, who's been very loyal to Napoli, he's had so
आई
many
स्वेयर
offers come down, and if he ends up at Chelsea at this stage
नो
of his
वेज
career,
दैट्स
after where
वेरी
Napoli is,
क्वेश्चनेबल नो
I
वेज
would
मैन
मेरा भरोसा उड़ जाएगा भाई. There's no way he should
But
land at Chelsea.
one
नॉट
player
नेक्स्ट
we
एक बार
need.
सीजन फॉर
एक
श्योर नॉट
एक
नेक्स्ट
एक बार
सीजन
वो
हाँ,
कोई
next season.
मिलान टीम में चले जाएगा तो भी समझ सकते, लेकिन
नॉट
चेल्सी
नेक्स्ट सीजन
में
कोई
तो
चांस ही नहीं है
Yeah,
That's
टफ
what that is
I think
तुम लोग
fair.
को कोई
Fair. It is fair because of course we don't have Champions League football or for that matter Europe
we don't
football,
have a
European
manager.
football ही नहीं है. And we don't have a manager. We
आई
don't have
थिंक
a club right now.
और
But
तू क्या सोच के
क्या?
बोल रहा था रे कि जाना नहीं चाहिए यूरोप में कोई चांस लग रहा है क्या तुमको
आई थिंक
नहीं नहीं मैं बोला
स्टार्टिंग
we
में क्या
don't
बोला
have.
तूने आई डोंट वांट यूरोप
अरे मतलब यूरोप नहीं चाहिए कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग भी नहीं चाहिए मैं ऐसा
हाँ
बोल रहा
क्या
हूँ
लग
बाबा.
रहा है तुम लोग को फिफ्थ तक पहुंचोगे तुम लोग
फिफ्थ का पे
Eighth.
सिक्स
7th
सेवेंथ है. एट्थ का
Seventh,
एट्थ है
एट्थ
भाई.
भी नहीं पहुंच रहे तुम लोग
अरे
अरे
तीन ही
आई डोंट थिंक
एट.
ब्रोहा करके एक प्लेयर है ना अच्छा स्ट्राइकर है बे उतना ही काफी है चेल्सी के लिए भाई 13 पोजीशन
हाँ
पे
तो
क्या
ब्रोजा.
अर्मांडो ब्रो है ना. ब्रोजा
हाँ.
ब्रोजा
भाई
जो
चेल्सी
बेचारा
का अच्छा
गंदा
टीम
इंजर्ड
है,
हो गया.
बस एक स्ट्राइकर की कमी. ओवरऑल प्रोफाइल्स अच्छे, मैनेजर आ जाए तो
हाँ
ठीक है.
कांटे भी
प्रोफाइल
दे
अच्छे
दो
हैं.
प्लीज
बट भाई ओसिमन
हाँ
नहीं जाना
हाँ
चाहिए.
मांग
कांटे
ले
भी
तू
दे दो
मांग लेना. ऑलरेडी प्रॉब्लम है उसमें
Yeah, I
सब मांग
think
लो.
we passed almost an hour, and I think we can go to the prediction part of things. We'll talk about the champions. We'll talk about final top four and maybe relegation. Top four में चाहिए तो we'll add on top six कर लेते हैं, यूरोपा तक कर लेते हैं.
आर्सेनल के बात करते हैं भाई आई वांट योर ओपिनियन अबाउट
Yeah,
आर्सेनल
I
टू
don't mind because एक घंटा क्रॉस
क्विक
अरे
होगा.
we of
But
course we
क्विक
are talking
क्विक
about
क्विक
Arsenal. Quick
ओपिनियन
Arsenal
मैन
opinion.
yeah, in my
Your match
opinion,
has
let me
started. Your match has
let
started,
me
Saurabh.
introduce one and only Saurabh Salim Kumar the brain behind this what are
yeah,
your thoughts about Arsenal
welcome
man
to your
to your own
I am sorry podcast.
podcast
Shrenika, we have to guess what he's going to say.
अरे and my
Shrenik,
internet connection
Oh,
is
by the
what
way,
not
tech?
so good, I
Southampton
guess.
score in
yes
the first
Southampton
minute.
lead 1-0
Yeah, I saw a Ramsdale
Southampton
mistake.
lead.
Ramsdale mistake in the first minute. But that's okay.
let's go
So I
but
It's
what
a
think,
are your
Premier
thoughts
League match,
Arsenal
right? It's a Premier League match, right?
yeah, we are not there
yeah
in any other competition.
Oh
I
my
think in general,
God,
yeah, about the
what
season,
is wrong?
even before the season started, I had Arsenal at second, right? So I had that expectation that we would fight for top three, and I mean the team has liven up to its expectation. I mean you could see the process, you could see where it's going, you could see the voids which needs to be filled. Even now we know the voids that need to be filled, and once certain voids were fulfilled, we are delivering on that promise, right? Similar to what United are seeing at the moment. There are very clear voids. We needed a left back. We needed a striker. We needed a good keeper. So we got all of that. Right now, what we need is to be consistent across all competition. We need depth in all those places. We need two quality players per position. That is what you need. So that is the only thing that we need at the moment. The top 16 is good. So at the moment, we lost Saliba, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko. And so obviously, and for a team like United, for a team like Brighton, for a team like Arsenal, build up is everything. If you can't build up under these coaches, the entire dynamics changes, irrespective कि तुम्हारे पास आगे option है कुछ भी हो. तो build up में ही scene हो गया. Even today build up में ही I think we considered against Southampton right now. So वही है, it's really crucial.
Yeah,
but
I feel squad depth is gonna be a huge.
which is going to be addressed in the upcoming summer for sure. So
Yeah.
I know that next season is going to be even better overall. In the league, of course, anything can happen. You are not the only one competing for the league, so anything can happen. But all that is needed and all that is expected is challenge for the title, which we will. I'm pretty sure. And in all, I want to see us progressing in even further in other competition. That is it. Winning or not, that will be taken care of. But yeah, the process is good. And finally, what we fans deserved as well. So really glad about the season.
Definitely, you
I
guys deserved it, man.
Having
It's
said
been
that,
long.
we start the
But
predictions also. You want to
one
come in? Kya Dipesh
one
got some
last thing,
thoughts?
Arsenal.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead. Both of you
Manan.
go ahead.
one last thing about Arsenal is what I love is how the players have been consistently performing the way
जी, जी.
Arteta wants them to. Like they know what they have to do in certain positions, and they have never, changed the approach for a game at what stage the game is. Like no matter at what time or what the scoreline looks like, they believe like what they are doing is gonna give them a result. Even like that 93rd minute winner, man, they just keep on doing same things again and again over the period of game. And I believe that's what have won, so many games for Arsenal this season. I believe Arteta knows that he needs squad depth. The board knows, and they're gonna work on that
Yeah.
because now the stage is set, right? The foundations are built very strong.
I
They gave
think,
them a year, now they are performing. So now it's
yeah.
just about, getting those pieces in. And I feel like this team is going to stay up there for another, maybe 3-4 years consistently and then
That's
keep
the
on
beauty
building.
of positional play, right? That's the beauty of this system. Like things are in your hand. You don't have to necessarily tweak a lot against as per the
Yeah,
opposition. But if you want to be successful in Europe, then you need certain profiles. So this
I
squad,
yep.
think,
Arsenal's, if we are with the same or similar profiles, this squad will not do good in Europe. I can give in rating right now only. It will not do good
yes,
in Europe. We need that transitional monsters apart from Martinelli. We
100%.
do have Martinelli,
Yes.
but apart from that, we need another one on the right hand side.
just to add that, Arsenal have done wonders. They're playing a beautiful, football, very good to watch, and Arteta has done a good job. But what I want to say, when Manan has said that they are playing the same format, and even Sorry mentioned that, that's the, I think, difference when it comes to challenging for title that we are seeing right now. That, when you're going to
2-0.
places like,
Yeah, I
Sorry.
saw Walcott
yeah,
scored.
when you're 2-0 up and you are allowing your opposition to come back from 2-0 in back-to-back two matches, that's where you need to change your positional play thinking, because in certain places you really can't do that consistently when you're doing it for a new time. The difference between a City and Arsenal is because they have been in this position
Yep.
for multiple times, they know how to deal with it. But for Arsenal, it is not the same. So I was wondering that they could have tweaked a little bit, and they should have won at Liverpool. Although being a Liverpool fan, it that would have been a killer to Man City. But at this point of time, it seems a bit odd that they will eventually go on to win the title for Arsenal.
But the only thing now again, now this is worrying, right? Being 2-0 down because Arsenal have always started so great.
Well,
Like
yeah.
they have always been on top of the game for the first 30 minutes. So next, what comes next is can they do that over the period of 90 minutes? But now
Now
this is
this
worrying.
now
What
now
what
this
is
match will
happening right
truly
now
true now what this match will do is like I
is
just this match will show the hunger for the players to win the title, and this will show what the players can do under pressure. So Arsenal has not been under pressure for most of the time this season, right? They've always
That's not true
dominated.
because if you, I mean,
No.
one match will never define the
No,
hunger
no.
that the players have because
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
we were
Nahin,
2-0 down against Bournemouth also and we came back and won 3-2.
True,
Yeah.
but
So
In
the
15
one match is
minutes.
not going to, I mean, there are
no, it's
situations
not
you need
going
to
to.
add
But at
context
this
also.
point, the point at this point of the season, where
Yeah, he's
each match
just
is going to
emphasizing
affect
on how
your
important this game is.
the match is the importance of this match because next you play City next, right? And these kind of matches are going to define that are you going to be that champion club or not? Please
Of
what?
course. I
That is
mean,
the only thing I
every,
want to. Of course,
I,
not taking away anything for for the 30 matches which you guys have
my
played,
point was it
and
is
but
not going to define the hunger. It is only going
it
to
is
show
agreed,
the,
agreed.
if at all that is going to show is the players haven't been there before. That if the players fail, then the conclusion from that should not be that players didn't have the hunger. The conclusion is
Yeah.
simply, it can be simply very
What
simple thing.
went
Like,
wrong there?
yeah, maybe the profiles that were giving them the calm and the composure at the back that were not there, or the experience of not being in that situation over the past
Yeah,
few years. It
they've
is not
not.
going to
Possible,
show.
Yeah,
possible.
it
If they didn't
Yeah,
have the
Yep.
hunger, they wouldn't have been
You
here,
know,
and they
they
don't
it
have
wouldn't
is,
been.
have
Yeah.
been
it
there.
is,
That's true.
yeah, it is not
But
about the hunger. It is
let's
about being in this position.
Hmm.
And,
Uh,
let's
Arsenal,
maybe I.
let's think
So
what
let's
Dipesh has to say. Let him
Yep.
say and then do predictions. And I want to watch the game. Sorry.
Yeah,
same,
same, yeah.
same. So and same. We'll
I
start with
just
Saurabh with
wanted
the
to
predictions.
Yes,
I just
Dipesh.
Uh,
wanted to say that uh, I love how Arsenal are playing. I love the football when a club or a manager tries to build the squad. It's a process. I love the whole process of it. Uh, so I won't say much because I always end up jinxing a lot. So I won't say anything about Arsenal. That's it.
Yep.
All right.
I think,
Predictions.
yeah,
so
coming
we start
to,
with Saurabh only with the
I think
predictions.
we
Your
will
top six.
start with the top seven. I think top seven would be good. I think that way we will cover the Conference League as well. Conference League is seventh, right? Fifth, sixth is Europa, if I'm
Yes.
not wrong. Okay.
Right, right.
So we'll do top seven and we'll do our relegations. So I think
So
my
we start
top,
with you only, Saurabh.
yeah,
Yes.
I would say I would still give Arsenal top because there's no way that I cannot
Of
keep belief
course.
in my club, right? So for me,
Definitely.
Arsenal, City, United, Newcastle. What's the situation? United, Newcastle, and
Tottenham.
Brighton's there as well, right?
Villa, Brighton, Liverpool,
Villa might
Brentford,
miss it. Yeah.
Fulham.
So I think I'll go Brighton, Liverpool, and then
Tottenham.
Tottenham is also there. So yeah, Tottenham fourth, Newcastle fifth, Brighton sixth, Tottenham
Tottenham.
seventh, Liverpool. So Liverpool ending up with confidence is what I feel. And my relegation would be Southampton. I do not want Leicester, but they're not doing good for themselves, man. I mean, I do not want Leicester to get relegated, but they're not doing good for themselves. So I would go Southampton, Leicester, and who else? Who else? Leeds, maybe. Yep. Dipesh.
Bottom is also very interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jinx it.
I don't know if I jinx it or whatever, but okay, I'll not jinx it. So Man City top, Arsenal second, United
You
third,
believe it. Just agree that you are believing it. Sala nonsense.
Tottenham fourth. Sorry, Newcastle fourth, and maybe Brighton fifth. I guess sixth. I guess Tottenham. I guess that's it for me with the prediction.
Okay. Shrenik.
I think for me as well, it is City at the top. Arsenal second, not because of the scoreline that is there
Yeah,
right now,
2-1. Let's go.
but it is
Beautiful.
yeah, it is because they have not been in that situation, and I feel City will kick in. So City one, Arsenal second, United third, Newcastle fourth, uh, fifth is Tottenham, sixth I would believe it's Liverpool, and then Brighton, and then Aston Villa.
Okay.
And for my relegation, I think it is going to be Leicester is going to be there. Southampton is going to be there, and I think Nottingham Forest will kick up and Everton will go down.
Oh, Everton,
For
Merseyside.
Everton?
इसका Merseyside जाग गया.
Yeah, I think they are going to go.
Everton is 16th or 17th. Yeah,
Dipesh, your relegation candidates?
I don't really see those sites, so I don't have an idea.
Okay. Kush?
Fair enough.
Of course, Arsenal is winning it this year. I just want to believe that Arsenal, because of the way they have played, and I want them to win this year, definitely. So it's Arsenal first, Man City second. Uh, Third, I would possibly give United third. I think they should finish third. There is no
Possibly?
doubt. United. So I hope you don't, go down to Newcastle, right?
We'll
So
see.
yeah, the third is United. Fourth, I think Newcastle will bottle maybe, and maybe Tottenham taking that last Champions League spot. So giving fourth to Tottenham. Fifth would be Newcastle. Sixth, I believe Liverpool can, come back. So sixth, Liverpool.
Europa. Nice.
Seventh would be Aston Villa or Brighton, and you can Aston Villa, Brighton could be sixth, seventh, whatever.
Okay.
So
Relegation?
yeah. And I don't see Chelsea getting relegated, guys. Let me be clear.
I'm gonna say
Uh,
Chelsea is going to relegate.
So
Chelsea needs just
it's
1 point to be safe.
yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
So we are not getting relegated. So it's Leicester City. In my opinion, Leicester City is going down. Southampton is going down. And I guess it's a tough competition. How would it be if I say that West Ham United win the Conference League and get relegated?
Same
How
like
would you like to hear that?
Birmingham, or who was it?
How would you
Fulham
like
back
to
in the
hear
day.
that?
Yeah, it would
So
be
I am just
exciting.
a bold
David
prediction,
Moyes.
because West Ham United will
It's
go all out
possible
with
now.
conference and just miss out on the league, bro.
No,
So
Kush,
West Ham getting relegated.
So basically, they will
No,
be in the
Kush.
championship and playing the Europa if that
Exactly.
happens.
Yes,
Kush,
imagine.
Beautiful.
one thing you can look out from relegation is if Leicester City goes out, you can probably take Vardy as a striker for yourself.
Oh, that is a plus
Retirement
point.
home.
I don't mind, because we need someone who can run, someone who runs. But okay, we have a striker and we are not using him. Aubameyang is there with us. I don't know what is wrong with us.
World class striker,
So,
bro. Elite mentality.
so paisa nahi, but we have a striker and we are not using one. So even though we have to get Vardy, I don't know if we use him. I don't. So there is something wrong with.
Yeah.
So it's another podcast at different one.
Manan?
With a heavy heart, I feel City is gonna win the league. City Arsenal, I feel it's gonna be tough. City will win that game. So City, Arsenal, United, then Newcastle. So top four stays the way it is right now. Aston Villa will go fifth.
Oh.
Liverpool will go sixth.
Spurs.
And then
Spurs?
Spurs will.
Spurs will bottle it.
No, Spurs will. I think Spurs will go sixth. Brighton. Oh man, fuck. Wait.
He's lost it.
I swear
What
I've
is wrong
lost it.
with
Wait.
after United? Do
I
you
feel
even remember what you have
It's
told?
after Newcastle. I think it's gonna be Brighton, then Spurs, then Villa.
Okay. Liverpool
And
missing European positions.
100%, man.
Relegation?
And then the relegation will stay as it is. Nottingham, Leicester, and Southampton.
Nottingham, yeah. Nottingham, correct.
Okay. I have something to say. So Haaland
Love you, man.
has 32 goals right now.
Will
in
he
the
break
league. What if
the
he
record?
Yeah, will he break the record against Arsenal in the next match?
Yes.
What is the record? 34.
32 yeah.
32 is the
32
record.
yeah. 34 is the record for 42
Game season.
Game
match.
season.
32
league
is Salah ka
trophy.
record.
Salah and
Guys,
Suarez also.
Yes,
क्या-
man.
क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
At this point,
मैं
I
क्या बोल
can't
रहा हूँ भाई?
doubt that inhuman guy, bro.
स्टार्टिंग का जो प्रेडिक्शन है उसको कुछ पैसे
Oh,
वैसे का बात हुआ था.
amazing. Kush.
Kush
What a
needs that, guys.
prediction,
Give
man.
Kush all the plaudits. He predicted that Haaland
Please.
will break the record. He is breaking the
Was
record.
amazing.
Kush OP in the chat.
Good one. Even I didn't believe it. but it's
Okay,
man,
so-
the
he's
point-
from another world.
only if he played, for 90 minutes every Premier League game,
He
it
would have already
been,
built, yeah, man.
broken the record.
broken the record.
Already,
Na?
yeah, true.
Exactly.
But yes, he will break against
Will
Arsenal.
he break it against Arsenal?
Yeah, he'll
Yes,
definitely
he
break it
will.
against Arsenal.
If they are winning the league, he's breaking the record at Arsenal. If he's not scoring that day, they are not winning the league. Khatam.
ए तू फालतू
Again
के
a
ये सब
bold-
नहीं कर सकता
again a
नहीं
bold
नहीं
They're
prediction,
नहीं
guys.
नहीं
winning. They're
नहीं
winning
Again a
the
bold
league.
prediction, guys.
एक तो
They're winning
आर्सेनल
the
को डाल
league
दिया इसने
irrespective.
टॉप पे और अभी ऐसा बोल रहा है
तो मैं तो
Scam,
बराबर ही बोल
bro.
रहा हूँ ना. मैं तो अभी भी बिलीव कर रहा हूँ आर्सेनल जीत रहा है. आज का मैच भी आर्सेनल लेके जाएगा.
तो
लाइक
उसने
90
वो लोग
मिनट
जीते
विनर
और
कमिंग.
मारा तो
तूने
क्या?
हालैंड स्कोर करेगा बोला, yes or no?
मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर हालैंड ने स्कोर किया,
अच्छा वैसा बोल रहा है, इसने कई केस
वैसा।
कंडीशन डाल दिया.
हाँ तो दोनों हो गए ना
मैंने-
दोनों
Okay.
प्रेडिक्शन रहे कोई एक तो
So I
जीतेगा ही
think we had a good hour long, more than an hour long conversation. We will let's see if we can do Champions League before the semi-finals are played. We can maybe discuss that sometime later, and the Europa as well. And none of our teams are there, so we can maybe have an unbiased opinion of Champions League and Europa League. So
and rant also about it.
yeah.
भाई
So
जब तक मैड्रिड है तब तक वो ही जीत रहे.
प्लीज भाई
Liverpool,
ट्रेबल नहीं
Liverpool
चाहिए
fan.
सिटी
Speaking
ट्रेबल हो
of
गया
the
ना
pain.
एक और बोल्ड predictions.
सिटी ट्रेबल
I
जीतेगा
think सेरिया का क्लब जीत रहा है चैंपियंस लीग के सीजन.
Okay,
लव यू ब्रो
later,
लव यू
later.
Love you.
Feels.
So now, okay. So thank you everyone. Hoping for another podcast very soon, and we might cover IPL as well. Let's see how that goes. And thank you so much for each of you for your time, valuable time. Manan, Dipesh, Trenik, Kush. See you soon.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys.
love you
Take care.
guys